Hello there. Welcome to my second match, the Allies Release Tournament here against Cave-o-sapien. Going to play some Dominion, I suppose. First board is Village Limited, though there is some, I guess, grave robber stuff. I mean, really, it's Village and Draw, kind of tough. I mean, the draw's there, but it's a little awkward. But Triumph is here, so you're probably gonna have to just, and plus Slay. I mean, you gotta angle for the Triumph stuff. Discarding, and there's, I don't know that Coastal Haven's gonna do a whole lot here, but probably I'm going to open Broker Slay. I guess I could open Broker 3, but that doesn't seem super good. At least not to me. I don't know how much money they have here. I guess favors are okay. For them in that situation. They take an advisor. Fine. I think I'm gonna take a festival. Not totally clear to me that that's good. You basically want to be able to do the usual stuff, draw down. So T-Mog does hide a little bit. Is fine. Not a huge deal. They get another advisor. I mean, if you have 4, the advisor makes sense. Not that I mean, I don't really want a ton of festivals. Really don't give them trashing, although they do. Well, they play the state, so we don't give them the trashing, I don't think. This is gonna burn a, I mean, they're gonna play a Slay and then they're gonna buy, you know, maybe they buy a festival or something. Yeah. So it was an okay turn, but it wasn't like, I mean, they came close to drawing deck, but it wasn't like, didn't get that much out of it. Though they drew really well here too, so those advisors were pretty wild actually. 2 triple copper advisors is like really good. So that's certainly unfortunate here. They're probably drawing anyway. I'm not sure that was correct choice, but okay, so they didn't have village, so that actually worked out nicely for me. They still don't have a because we'll wait. I kind of wonder if, okay, now this is like we can put we can put T-Mog on top and draw a festival team. Oh, I already have the festival. Oh. But so we can get the T-Mog. The triple coppers are brutal for me. They're gonna need to get a grave robber. Oh, I possibly lost connection with the game server. I guess you make them play a horse. I don't know, it probably doesn't matter. They probably have to play a horse regardless. They get a festival, I don't get it. Okay. Interesting. We just gotta blow this guy up for. Well, do we have enough villages? Does that even work out? If you. So you play. I think you just barely get there. You just won't have any for the next hand, which is a little bit fortunate. You can only buy a 3. This isn't super great. Maybe there was a better maybe there was a better T-Mog to do. Kind of want to trash this curse. I don't know if I want to burn every single Well, if I'm putting it on top of the deck, it probably doesn't matter. It's not super good. We will need to get some more festivals. They did not draw very well there. We could like do a horse into a militia. I guess I'm just gonna get this over and over. We could do a horse into a militia. It's not insane. Oh. Well, I think I'm still connected to the internet. I appear to still be in Discord. So maybe it's my internet. Oh yeah, I'm connected to the Alright, I'm gonna go reset the router, I suppose. Okay. Made it back. Alright. I'm a little tempted by militia, but I think the actions are just so bad right now that it's hard to. Oh no. Oh no. Dropped immediately. I don't know. Is this so? Oh man, we're gonna live or die by this first reshuffle. Well, that could have been worse, I guess. We really need to trash the coppers. I almost don't want to give them the festival. There are a bunch of advisors still in hand, and potentially I can just deny the festival entirely. I don't really know what the horse count is at. Split wise, I suppose. Alright, it looks like my efforts came to naught. But I'm feeling the advisor split. I don't know if any of the grave robber nonsense with acting troop actually nets you draw. You get. How many villagers does acting troop give? It's like nets 2 actions, I guess. So you can play 2 slays. I think it's just draw neutral, but it's not gain neutral, which is somewhat useful on this board. I mean, it's pretty extremely not gain neutral. So that's definitely not nothing on this particular board. But yeah, it's not the world's most exciting combo. I'm actually gonna do this and get a second broker. I have a lot of horses. We can put horses into the shovel here. And then play the advisor. Um, I really would like to get rid of more of the coppers. They're just huge. Well, that was a nice reveal. Yeah, I don't think that one mattered a whole lot. Okay, so what did they discard to the advisors? Hold just one copper. This is a great shuffle to trigger, actually. But put another one in there. It would have been nice to draw the copper, but this is still pretty good. I guess broker can also set aside a bunch of cards, but you have to fuel it. What else does broker do? I guess possibly the broker grave robber stuff in conjunction with acting troop is possibly some draw here. I don't know when you start messing with the triumphs. I mean, your opponent isn't running through them, so whenever they move, you can probably move on a lot of the rest of them. I guess the advantage of doing it maybe like one or two early is they can't fire back with like 4. So I don't know, but I'm not sure any of this one up mattering a whole lot, and it may be better to give them the slays or give them the grave robbers, but I guess you force them to trash something. Like if they're gonna use broker to draw, you force them to trash something. Though he has more draw in hand for sure. So it's not necessarily super meaningful. I don't know if the timing of this is awkward or better. I don't know if it's better to. He can draw everything. I just don't know which things make it worse for him. Or trigger a friendlier reshuffle, you know. Is he still. This is the last advisor. There's that. Then you play like festival. I don't know. It's where the horses are. I'm really not sure. That one is not clear to me. But I will probably triumph at least once on my next turn. Whether I go for more than like, well, I don't know that I'll have $10, so I don't know that I can do more than one or more than two. I mean, Cave also doesn't have a huge amount of money, so I mean, he can triple triumph. I just don't know if that's gonna run the deck the next turn to ever threaten more of them. So, that's the only. They might do one or two. Maybe just one. It's a little. I don't know. Going into 5 debt for the points is really doing so much for you there. It was almost pretty bad. I don't know what I have in here. Okay. We can get 10, which suggests that we're not gonna trash another hopper. I'm gonna need to get the festival, and then the draw it, of course. This isn't super clear to me. I guess what's unclear to me is how to use the broker. How and whether to use the broker. We can like trash the T-Mog for money, which isn't crazy. We'll use a village. We'll use 2 villagers. That's the scarier part. We can also preserve villagers. We can also just play the T-Mog and trash a horse. Like actions or money. Or I guess it would be actions. The T-Mog is kind of nice because we can get another broker. Or like another... There are some nice horse transformations. Or some okay horse transformations. I don't know. This isn't... I guess it can trigger... Lose a horse to have a good start is probably worth it. I guess the only risk here is whether, or I was thinking about lowering festivals, and I don't know if that exposes me to some kind of grave robber pile out. because they could certainly do 3. I don't know that they could do that and get the slays and the points. And they would have the buys for it. I just don't know if they'll get the resources. There's definitely some risk here. The Grave Robber can do a little bit of stuff. Because they can get the 3, and then they would need, well, they would need $14 is all. If they played them all, that would get them to 5 buys. That would be 8, 6. They would have the money. So, it's sort of risky. A festival for me there. Now, I don't know. They're going to be able to just like empty the estates or something here. Certainly if I do another triumph, that wouldn't be hard. I don't know if it'll be safe for them too. Certainly if you have to, I mean, if you have to kick off by trashing festival, then you're certainly not getting there off your, I mean, they're not emptying for sure. If that was required, I could have taken the festival and it would have been okay. I think we just don't give them draw. Obviously, the Grave Robber does some stuff for them. But and we could deny festival there too. You always have this feeling that they're getting through deck anyway, so they don't have a lot of horses that are left. They can't empty the estates. Oh. That part is not so bad. I can't triumph that many times. Probably just 3. We could lose the advisor. I don't know at the end here. There are like some things that maybe you just make them lose the sleigh. I mean, you know they have, you know they're getting to it. You're just trying to force them to burn as many horses as you can, or prevent them from playing as many sleighs as you can before they like to put horses in the shuffle, I think. So you just don't want to give them horses. I don't care about the T-Mog, I don't think, really. I mean, I don't care if, I don't think I care too much if Cave plays a T-Mog. Or gets the T-Mog down. I think his draw. It's like this sleigh denial there feels pretty nice. Obviously, T-Mog gives him a little pile control, but if we draw a deck and can triple triumph with big points, then we should be fine. Yeah, so they come into this next one with no actions. They can take, I mean, they can go down to 4 states, but I don't know if that's safe. I kind of suspect it isn't. I don't know exactly what the points end up like if you do that. Yeah. And then like 1 is just I can 5 game. I guess I have 5 games, but if my triumphs are big, if I triple triumph in big and I get an estate, which I don't know that I can get an estate, but well, I should be able to with broker. Anyway, I can actually pile out on this particular play by Cave because I can do slays. I have 4 buys and have a gray rubber gain. At least if I draw attack, which I do fortunately can use the brokers for draw. Like I can trash the estates, and I can burn the slay reaction stuff. So it's not too bad. Okay. I don't know how much of this I need, so now I can think about. I mean, I don't need a lot to win. We got to get to the festival, of course, but I think this is just already in hand. We only need $8. We don't even need $8. We only need $6. Okay. I'm not sure what the differences were there. It was thinner. Which is a pretty big deal on the advisor stuff. Like having 6 advisors versus 4. But if one deck has 6 coppers and the other one has 3, then, or 5-3 or whatever, 6-4 coppers, then I'd rather have the 4 advisors, smaller number of coppers. I got the Grave Arbalettes. I mean, they had, I think they had a couple shuffles where they drew almost everything, but they bottom decked like extra gains, and that was kind of rough for them. This is, I mean, this is just recruiter into horn stuff. The draw doesn't really work with horn that well, but it's good enough. I mean, you don't have to draw a lot to make the horn stuff work. There's so many cantrips. I don't know if that's the play or not, but that's what I'm doing. I know that it enables them to also buy the recruiter, but it seems fine. I don't really know about the develops. Not super. I can just double recruiter actually. That seems better. I kind of forgot what that meant when they put their favor on there. I mean, the develop is nice. The threes are nice, but they're not. The threes are nice, but mostly doesn't matter. I guess I'll get. Well, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's not clear to me go well versus. I mean, you're gonna have coppers. I think probably just take Wishing Well over Menagerie. To be honest, I don't think there's a lot of. I mean, you can get one of each, of course. Or you can get like a mountain village to pull stuff back. I think. I mean, what are the 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like you can do 8 without any treasures at all. You don't even have to keep coppers. So that makes it look pretty. There's a little bit of something to be said for getting mining villages. Or having several mining villages just in the. Just for the purposes of buying. Maybe being able to buy a province at the end, but I don't know. Obviously, we're both kind of moving through the deck pretty well here. I will take menageries, of course. I just don't know that they're gonna move the. I don't really love the underling. I guess it's a little better for Cave since he has develop. But it just looks like it's gotta be worse than well to me. I'm having a hard time imagining a case where it's not just worse. Now I'll take a well. I mean, what are you getting things down to? I mean, it gives you a little control over maybe getting the first specialist or something, but. Other than that, I don't see what it's necessarily doing for you. I mean, you can get something down low enough that develop can gain it, I guess, or develop can make you gain it, but. It's the only benefit that I could think of. I mean, okay, he bought a mountain village. I guess that's nice. Well, we still just try and pull these out, even if. I guess we still have quite a bit of. And 5 provinces looks pretty solid here. Well, I guess it's a little less solid because we don't have a way of making... Like my next turn, I probably can't afford... Well, I can afford a 2. Yeah, this isn't as clear to me. I mean, you can take a gold. I mean, okay, so the gold is sad because it doesn't let you... I mean, you would need a couple before it's letting you get province. You don't have just infinite draw here. Oh, you can also... I forgot specialist can play horn. I probably should have gotten a specialist before this, like the second horn. Maybe even before both of these horns, to be honest. That also makes the menagerie, like, significantly better. Which I didn't think about. I always forget the specialist thing. Like, I honestly always just think of it as a pure action throne, and I totally forget the treasure stuff. You need to pay more attention to that. Yeah, I think this deck composition would be a little nicer here if you were generally taking like specialist before horns and using the gain and play aspect of specialist. So that was probably a bit of a misplay on my part. I don't know what we're going back to. To be honest, I don't know what. Maybe it was their family of inventors. I'm not sure. I didn't know what the undos were. It was the end actions undo, maybe. Yeah, I probably should have had specialists before some number of horns. Not that the horns were bad or anything, but yeah, this is a little scary. This is still pretty scary. So I can either like the bad roll here is another... Oh, I didn't have a villager. I had no idea. I wasn't watching that at all. Whoops. That wasn't good. Oh my. What did I go and do a thing like that for? I also still never drew my... When did I get my underling? Didn't I have an underling? Maybe I never got an underling. Well, that's okay. Well, alright. That was a bit of a... It's what we call a... Well, it was a bad draw, but still a bit of a throw. Not my greatest effort, I wouldn't say. Yeah, that's not... It's not what I would call ideal. That's a bad one. I mean, okay, I don't... I could have specialist the recruiter, I guess, is the thing. If I had been, I wasn't going to do it after I didn't specialist the recruiter, but I guess that would have been the thing to do, specialist the recruiter. This wishing well's going to draw a horn for sure. There's going to be one sitting on top. Our draw is actually still pretty bad, though. That's the only... Oh, I had to... That's funny. I had to recruit or a mountain village, which of course, like, basically did nothing for me. As far as making villagers, at least, it did not move the needle. Well, I can get a lot of the hops, of course. I don't know if that's gonna be the play or not, but I can do it. I mean, I can do it right now if I want to. I don't know, what cards do I have down in here? There's another recruiter. Okay, there's a horn. I don't know. I mean, Cave can do this, the specialist menagerie stuff better than me. And also has the 8. I can get 8 here. I can get 2-8 here. I just don't know if it helps me all that much. If we can't do like 5 provinces, then it's not really that good. If we can do 5 provinces, then it's quite good. Where are the... I don't know what I have at the end here. There's got to be at least one more cantrip, right? No, there's just not. There's just coppers, okay. Well, we can lose the coppers, that's fine. This is the issue. Well, part of the issue. I kind of like doing it this way just because it's funny. I would probably have gained another horn. Oh, I guess I could have done 5, couldn't I have? I could have done 5 provinces right then. I just completely forgot that copper counts. I could have done 5. I won't ask for that undo. That's just me being a complete idiot. Unsurprisingly. So that's bad, but probably Cave will just be able to get enough here to win. Because I blew it. I really blew it. I could have just taken 5 provinces, and that's probably just totally enough here. Even though they can do some duchy stuff, but that's still, it's so many duchies. Well, that's a shame. Did I take the other horn? Probably not. Like, specialists are a little more. Yeah, I completely missed. Also, this is a horrifyingly bad draw. So I'm probably just dead in the water anyway. Yeah, I don't think he would have beaten 5 provinces, actually. And I just didn't think of the copper. Well, it couldn't have been 5 though, because I couldn't get the copper down before I played the specialist. Yeah. It wasn't actually 5. Okay, well, I feel a little better. I couldn't get the copper in play for the specialist. You have to either have it. You have to have either had specialist the copper itself, or have, you know, enough uniques from actions. But I'm not going to activate a menagerie off this hand unless I draw. No, I guess there's some, if like recruiters top deck, there's some sequences where you can make it happen, but it's really far-fetched. Because it basically has to be like recruiter into double specialist, essentially. So it's not really a thing. I don't know exactly what Cave's gonna put down here. Yeah, there's definitely the friendliness towards the menageries is to have a little higher specialist count. And I think I just failed in that deck composition aspect. Just too many horns, basically. I mean, there is some. I mean, when you're trying to do the province part, there is some awkwardness there because you can't like get the horns out of hand to draw. I mean, it does reduce the amount of horns you can get with provinces if you're having to pull them out of hand early on in the turn. So it's not. None of it's free. I mean, none of it's like guaranteed or free. Freely, I don't know what I mean by free. None of it's like clearly better. I mean, if you're wishing wells, your wishing wells hit, then you can get through. You don't need that many. You don't need that much draw. I mean, in theory, you don't necessarily need any if you just. Okay, they get a duchy. And get a horn. I mean, I think I also technically now have enough gains to just pile out. But I don't know if it pile out and win. That may not be the case. Well, we're starting to find some of this stuff. I guess that's a question, is do we just go... Do we even attempt to activate hops at this point? Or not activate hops, activate... menagerie. I don't know. You can chain the specialists a little bit. So there is that. I really need some specialists though. And not these. I don't even know, is there a... Is there like a good wish to make? I mean, getting like underling or something is fine. I don't know if this actually piles and wins what I'm gonna probably attempt to do. I don't know that I have enough horns in the end to make it work. Because we can get all the specialists right now. Probably like getting underling is okay. I also don't know that getting all the specialists is the play. Or if you take like one mountain village. I may also be getting the mountain village off of playing my underling, making it cost 0 and buying it. That may be how we get one of them. What is the card to get? I mean, surely it's just the specialists are better. And I guess this is just it. It doesn't especially matter. I think I already have. Well, I don't even need the 8, but I could have also gained. I guess I could have also gained mountain villages because the extra specialists could gain themselves to some degree. Anyway, it's all fine. In the end. We didn't buy the 0 cost. We didn't buy the 0 cost mountain village, but okay. So we could have even gotten 2 provinces there. So like even, I don't know, province for a cave wasn't enough. Yeah. Where's the thing? I didn't really have a good sense of what's hard to draw. I don't really have any idea what Cave had in their deck. What's Crafter's Guild do? We must have importer. Okay. So we could import a broker and see if we draw it with estate, or which is probably a little better than import. Like if you draw broker and you do find it with the estate, then you get a 5. Or you can put an importer on top and buy. I'm honest, I don't know. There's a lot of gaining, which makes garrison potentially quite good. But it's not. It's funny if you have the 4-3 and you do the broker top deck, then you want the. Then you really want the. Then you really want the estate bottom deck because you're guaranteed to have one of them. I don't know here if you take the. Just take the Margrave. I mean, obviously they can get curse villages, so there'd be some defense against it. You can also just, take curse village right off the bat. Don't know. So like the 4-3 is worse for the kind of thing we were doing there. But this was fine. This was the problem. This was the problem with the cursed villages because you already know there's something good on top. So both Locust, well, War would have found it anyway, but Locust was especially unappealing for that reason. But it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think the cursed village was unreasonable. It's just there was definitely some real chances at sadness there. Okay, so famine was not nice there, but whatever. I may take a 10. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I was certainly ahead. I don't know if I was fully won, but I don't know what they had, of course. I never can figure out how to do this, even though I've now done it many times. I just don't see them. But there's something about the interface. There's like too many buttons. The ones you want to click on don't pop out. Sure, it's fine. There's some learning curves, so you can get used to it. But we have the importer cave dwellers thing where you roll till you have 5 coppers. If you think the 5s are super good to open with, which isn't actually totally clear to me that you do that over getting a sentinel. And saving cave dwellers to make your sentinels nice. I mean, you would do like you would do 1 so that you trigger the shuffle and then buy a sentinel and then try and fish for the sentinel, I think. Though you can fail to find it. It's like that versus this highwayman thing, which is reasonable, but I'm not sure it's the best thing. Like you toss 1. I mean, it's pretty good. If you get the sentinel trash, though, you're in a nice spot. That's an interesting board. Like merchant camp, only village, but there are smithies, so it's strong enough to do draw stuff. But the gains are just gallery and importer, so a little bit weird gains, lots of attacks, then the battle plan. There's some nice stuff here. Certainly the thinning is going to be important though, so I think I'll do this and see if we can find this and I'll okay. Guess there's a question of how do I hit 5? I need to hit 5 once. So maybe that means eating a silver. Well, I could get an importer. So I don't have... don't really have the village. I mean, the Sentinel and the importer make a line. Which isn't a huge deal, probably. I think I'll take the importer. I mean, you want an importer. In Cave here, if he finds his highwayman and Sentinel, has to make a choice about offering me the 5 buy or not, basically. Well, I may not hit 5. I may draw one of my things, but this is pretty good. This is a little awkward. Is he gonna play the highwayman? I don't know that courtyard is worth doing. I mean, buying a merchant camp here was going to be pretty nice for me. And then the skirmisher hid, so that's terrible. Maybe pretty lost here. Well, they're not trashing this turn, so we're still okay. Oh, okay, not finding the skirmisher now is pretty harmful because I don't hit 3 again, which is cool. And if he has the highwayman, I guess he won't have that. Well, he's got another skirmisher, right? He can draw it. Yeah, that's real nice. Yeah, I'm pretty much lost. Well played out, though. I still have the importer, I guess. Not that that's really that good. Wow, and this is still... This is an actual joke draw. I'll just go ahead and say it. I mean, I made my bed, but that was still a joke draw. It was just not a good draw. That's what I mean. I'm just complaining about my draw. It wasn't that unlikely. I had, because any of the collision was bad. The bottom deck skirmishers really hurt me on this shuffle because I could have done that. I could have done the what am I trying to say? I could have bought a merchant camp like 4 turns earlier. 3 or 4 turns earlier, but it's without the... It just didn't run. And Cave's got a nice thing here. You can do like merchant camp skirmisher or merchant camp Galleria. Or battle plan skirmisher, battle plan Galleria. I guess you're probably taking like merchant camp Galleria. You do want to get to a point where you actually net buys on the 3s. So I would probably go merchant camp Galleria. You should be able to draw. I guess you're not guaranteed to draw that all. I'm not super sure the attack there is doing much for you. Your cave. I mean, I don't think the attack hurt me there particularly. Now this turn, like this turn where I don't have the highwayman, then it starts to look more harmful. I mean, Cave doesn't need to be in a rush to get the extra buy, but it would be kind of nice to have. But you could go like battle plan gallery at this time, or I guess if you still don't have the actions. Well, you don't have to play your sentinel anymore. I don't know. I'm not liking the. I think he's. Again, the attack here is not a huge deal against me, though it does a little bit of something. The thing that well, I'm not seeing, if I had found, if Highwayman had been in those cards, we would still be completely lost, but we would have a better turn. The thing about the skirmisher is it's like, it just doesn't hurt me to toss. I'm not trashed enough, and even if I were, if I were trashed enough, then I would be drawing anyway. I mean, the skirmishers are okay to have in deck, but I guess it made it harder for me to find the Highwayman. I guess it did that. It did make it harder for the Sentinel to be able to find the Highwayman. That's fair. That's a real it. But I'm still feeling. I also didn't just like the second Highwayman that much. I don't think. I think you can just take battle plans. I think they even had the money so that you could have gone like double battle plan over the Highwayman, right? They went. Yeah, they had 9 and they went battle plan Highwayman, which could just be. I don't know. It could just be triple battle plan. Is 2 battle plans are probably better than a single Highwayman here, as long as you better than your second Highwayman anyway. I have to imagine. We also still have the Highwayman is still down. Yeah, I just don't. Well, they didn't draw deck there, so they didn't. I don't know. I think this is. I think if it were closer, Cave would be giving me a shot here. But it's not closer, so. And of course part of that is on my choices. The importer really did not end up. Well, I bottom decked it. Yeah, it's when you bottom deck the importer, and then the importer starts to look like a curse. Still think this. I don't know. It's all fine. I mean, it's all fine. What they're doing will surely win. I'm simply quibbling at this point. That was an unfortunate order to not see those in the opposite order, because then we draw deck, but whatever. That's life. I guess I can attack them. I don't know that it does a whole lot. And I also can't play the archer because I don't have very many merchant camps, and I don't have. I'll probably hide a battle plan when they archer. I'll be honest, I feel like I guess I could get to them anyway, but it feels like they could be speeding away. I mean, the warlord uncovering the warlords doesn't look. I guess it should have been the Highwayman actually. Well, whatever. I think that's wrong. Because this hand is still pretty good even without a merchant camp. They also uncover the warlords right before my what does warlord do? Till then, I can't play an action card. And also they have 30 skirmishers. So and more merchant camps. This does not feel like... I don't know that I'm hitting 5 here. I kind of would like another warlord, but I don't know that I'm hitting 5. Well, they can't get 2 of them anyway. I thought about rotating them away. I guess they could rotate back. No, they only have 1 battle plan. Should have probably done that a little differently. This is still a no buy turn, which is like pretty funny. It's pretty funny the number of times I haven't bought a card. Yeah, I don't... I do think the merchant camp discard by them was like clearly wrong. So now their skirmishers are stuck. Which maybe doesn't matter, but maybe does. Certainly they have way more skirmishers than me. I guess the truth is I could have revealed Warlord more or less when I wanted to, since I have the 2 battle plans. But I don't think I have more than 2 copies of any card. Certainly not of any action. I guess I still have more than 2 coppers. Yeah, so then how do you build here, now that they've moved us into Warlord territory? It's very strange. Because now suddenly you can't do... you can't really do... Probably I should have kept both merchant camps, actually, given that I'm getting this. But I guess I'll just draw through anyway. It's pretty weird. Do I even have... There's another copper, right? Okay. I was like, do I even have $5? I can't trash the copper because I need to buy the warlord, I think. It's pretty strange because I have 4 skirmishers. So now the warlord doesn't attack me. I mean, it prevents my build in some sense, but it doesn't attack me. So now the question is, do I get the Galleria? That was very... Do I get the warlord? The unfortunate thing is not hitting 5 the previous turn, which I don't know that was possible, but that was sad because then if I get the warlord play down this turn, then I think I'm basically actually in the game. As it is, if I don't do this, then there's like every other turn they get, like I'm almost forced to buy the warlord just so I can cover both turns. Unfortunately. Well, this is just okay, whatever. Sometimes it's it's fine. I'll discard it. Yeah, because there's it may not be fine, but it is what it is. I'm only drawing 3. I did have overdraws. I can get the other battle plan, which is good. Yeah, we just don't have village. We can only play 3 terminals. That also makes their second highwayman look a lot worse. I mean, this turn they can play everything, right? They have the extra, but in the future they can't. So you have to get like golds and stuff to hit dominate. And keeper will be nice. I don't know, I feel back in it. I feel back in it. I don't need to play 2-3 terminals this turn even. You just need to hit 5 and buy a Galleria. I guess that's not at all guaranteed. Maybe even possible. We're gonna see 3 cards and then battle plans will get us through 4. And then a couple, yeah, so we should be able to draw decks still. I don't know. Buy a gold. They probably still win here, but next turn, they can't play all these terminals. They just can't. And there's not more village stuff. Oh, and I have an importer. Oh, well, that makes the warlord buy even easier. I forgot I had importer coming down. That makes it not even like a... It just makes it no choice or no... Yeah, I mean, I have the better deck now. Which is stupid. I mean, it's just on Warlord, but my deck is better. And there's no 3 piles. They have stop cards now. They have skirmishers that are stop cards. And they have merchant camps that are, well, they're already stop cards, but now they're straight up duds. This is very strange. I'm not sure what to buy. Maybe just gold. We would like to trash a copper next turn if possible. The importer also is starting to look, well, it can gain innkeepers and that's fine. I could have gotten another Galleria. I guess I can just take that with importer if I decide I really want one. But yeah, now Cave has to use a Sentinel to trash his good cards to make his deck not bad again. Which is really weird. You get 3 terminals. That's it. Well, maybe it's 4 terminals. I'm not I'm not great at counting. No, it's 3. Gotta be 3. Even the smithy, which is pretty nice here, is still, it's like... So now, I mean, I guess he can innkeeper through his bad actions, but it's still just more stop farms than I have. They don't have the gold yet. They can't really play 2 galleries. Well, they don't have 2 galleries, but they can easily play 2. And they spend all those turns buying 5s that they're now not playing. It may not end up being much of a stop card issue thanks to the innkeepers. That may not be much of a problem for Cave, but the amount of time you spent on that was real. It made it more such that the like now my non-buy turns look so we can trash a copper. I do need to think about money. I mean, all I really need to do is buy a gold here, though I don't want to delay a dominate. So I do need to count my money, unfortunately. So anyway, I have 2, I'm going to need to -1 from it, but I have 2 skirmishers, 2 merchant camps, that's 4. Galleria, that's 7. Gold, that's 10. And then 2 coppers, so 11. So I should keep the copper, because then I just need 1 more gold. Or alternatively, I can go... That gives me an extra $1, but it doesn't really matter. I was going to say I could go gold, silver, but that doesn't really matter for me much. Like I could trash a copper and go gold, silver, but you have to keep essentially 1 copper. Keeping 1 copper around is as good as any other treasure you could have in its spot. So that's not so appealing. Unless you could shift more later. So anyway. I think the conclusion for me is don't trash the copper. And I do have 11, so I can take an innkeeper now. I mean, I can do a gold, or a silver, but I don't think it's especially good. I mean, the next turn I would have... How much did I overdraw by? 2? It's not going to give me $17, which would what I would need to like up my money. I don't think it's worth it. The only thing that would be sort of interesting is if I had enough to go like Treasure Province and still dominate the next turn. That would be a little bit of something, but the rest of it is not much. I don't think Cave, yeah, so I'm going to dominate first. I don't know that Cave will have enough to do. Cave might have 12, so in theory, Cave could maybe go Silver Province. Though I don't think that actually wins if I straight dominate out. I don't know, I may get the importer timing may be nice for me. The other thing to consider is whether I can get... Probably isn't worth doing it. I was going to say whether I should add a second importer, but that's probably going to flood me with duplicates too quickly. Even buying the innkeeper was a little bit dubious for me there. Um, so I can probably be taking duchies by the time we get to the next importer play. Probably okay. But I don't think I can handle that many duchies if I take. I mean, maybe with innkeepers I can if I take a. If I take a. If I take another importer here, can we fuel that many duchies? Maybe. You'd be worried about awkward shuffles for sure. I don't think I need to. I just don't think I need to worry about it at this point. I'm pretty okay with it being on Archer. So we overdraw by 2, but that's only on the turns the importers are out, and that's just, currently. I really don't need these on top at all, but I guess Cave can probably play the Archer sometimes. And if he does that, I may not have a turn. I may have a turn where I'm like not good on playing importer. Like I may not draw around to it here. Because I'm at exact draw right now. So I will need to play the innkeeper for discard at the end to get everything, and probably not play the importer. I guess Merchant Camp and Gallery are pretty similar in this respect, but so the archer does a little bit, and maybe I should have one and play it instead of importer. But I can't really gain one. I would just have to gain it off an importer. I could have gained it though. I don't know how much. Do you need to find the battle? I was gonna say, I think I need to find the battle plan before this. And then I have to go innkeeper with the 3 thingy. Which I still can hit whatever. I just have to discard these 3. We don't get to play the importer. But really, that's fine. That's okay. Whatever. Nightmare draw, I guess. They have the smithy. That's their up and draw, but they do have a lot more top cards. 4 more at least. Well, I have the extra province right now, but anyway, this was not a great. I'd probably keep emerging Emperor Gold. I mean, if we don't find Innkeeper or Battle Plan, we'll be in a tough spot. I guess I had to play everything from hand. So the nice thing they have now is they don't have more draw except of if they play a Smithy or a Highwayman or a second Highwayman. I don't actually think I can get around this turn. I don't think it's even possible. I mean, it depends on bottom decking, but it's not true, I guess. And I don't know that theirs was true either. Now next turn it should be. I guess I can. No, I need the handset. I was gonna say maybe I can use Skirmisher, but I just straight up need the hand size, or not Skirmisher, Sentinel. Well, actually, I maybe can. If I can order it such that the cantrips all hit. But I may have already too many of the junk cards. There's a province still on top. I have to think about this. I need to draw gold, and I have the Galleria. Yeah, I only get 2 more cards, so it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't really work. I don't think. It's Golden Highwayman in the thing. Or Golden Merchant Camp in the thing. Maybe I can discard enough? You have to discard 6. I mean, I can take it if I don't play. Oh, and there's a Skirmisher too. I still have to play the Skirmisher. Hey, wait. Maybe I have enough for the stop cards. So if we play 1 Innkeeper for a draw, then we have 4 cards left. Then we go 3/3, and we play Skirmisher to draw the last good card. If we don't already have it. Okay, so it's all good. I don't know why I thought. I'm not sure what I thought. Because we even have some laxity here still. I guess I'm counting some things wrongly. I keep drawing. Okay, this is fine. We can protect the Innkeeper. You know what I was curious is if I can get up to double, but I can't. If I get a second Galleria, that just puts me at 17, and that doesn't get me buys. You need 19 to do it. But I can get like a smithy or a duchy. On this importer. It may be smithy. I mean, I think if we just stay on dominates, we'll win. So it's probably gotta be smithy. What did oh, Cave didn't play their gallery. Okay. Yeah. They don't have to, so they don't have to play. They have a little extra money. So they can double no. You have to have 2 galleries to double province. They can't do that. I should be okay. I mean, what can be bad is if you draw the battle plants really late. That can make your innkeepers not work. That could be the problem. So if I dominate this turn, Cave has no outs on scoring extra points. I'm second player, so I just have to dominate. I don't need to get and honestly, as long as I play some of the as long as I play a decent amount of the duration draw, I'll probably hit 8 on the next turn pretty easily. Guess this is what I'm trying to figure out, is if I take a Galleria or I take a Smithy. The advantage of the Gallery at this stage would be I could just draw it or the gold on the reshuffle. I'd still have a Warlord coming down, and then I would just have to hit 8 once. I think it's Galleria. I mean, the Smithy may be a little... I could be convinced that it's actually Smithy. But... how many cards are in there? There are now 3 cards in there, right? No cantrips. So we can... I don't know, do we have enough to do the 5/6? 1, 2... Well, yeah, we don't have to play one of the coppers because we get the second guy. Yeah, we can do the 5/6. I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I don't want to do the 5/6 if it loses, or if it doesn't hit the... right now there's Gold Galleria Highwayman in the discard. I mean, the other option, I mean, both, I guess I need to count to make sure that there's a province. So his province, and then the other merchant camp for the last card. So we can do province, province, copper, province, 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 copper, sentinel, innkeeper on the 6 cards. Okay, well, it's quite fortunate to win that one, but I think he messed it up. But thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all later.